Sometimes in life we are down. Oh, we have assurance of the Lamb was slain. This is the price of salvation, a song of victory. The dying world will soon rise up in victory. Unite the world with the word of God. Oh, divine, oh, divine. Unite the world with the word of God. Oh, divine, oh, divine.
Uncle Ben,
Bayo.
my special uncle.
Bayo.
You now work on Saturdays?
I do, sometimes.
I told you to relax this brain.
I didn't get here by relaxing.
Now take a look at what you're doing. This is digital planning, digital and data science. Uncle Ben, you need to relax.
By the way, how do you know I was here?
Well, I saw my auntie and she told me you're in the office.
Have your seat.
So I was wondering
To come and check me.
what you're doing in the office on a Saturday.
Anyway, do you care for some?
Of course I do.
Okay, let me get you a drink.
Even the one you gave to me the other day, it was my children that finished it.
Okay.
And I don't want to be a jealous father. So I allow them finish it. Oh,
So at least this one, you finish this one here before you go home.
of course I will. It's always good to
What brought you here?
Uncle Ben, there's something serious I would like to discuss with you.
Okay.
And thank God you're in the office. Because it's about a business I've been wanting to do for a long time. I am planning to have my own business. Because you know I can't work for long, and it is not good when you work with people and you don't have your own personal things. So I decided to have this business, and
Good idea.
I'm coming to you if you can advise me on it. Although I'm planning to leave my place of work so that I can pay full concentration on this business. And trust me, Uncle Ben, I have mapped everything out and I'm very sure it is going to work out well.
How sure are you?
For now, let me say I am very sure.
Very, very sure.
Very sure.
Have you counted your costs?
Of course.
Have you taken all the risks involved into consideration?
When I decided to place the budget, I have even budgeted twice the budget. So I don't think finances should be an issue. I'm very ready for that. So.
What if the business fails along the line? Something happened.
I have never thought of that really.
What does your wife think about this business?
But you know her now. She's thinking the same way you're thinking.
I think you should give her consideration.
How?
Because you said you have put everything into consideration. If peradventure what happens in the pandemic happens, will your business thrive? That means you've not thought about that. And you said you are ready. I don't think you are ready yet. Can your business thrive online?
I've not thought about that yet.
Well, I think you should think about that. Get somebody that will run your business for you while you do your regular job. When it grows to a certain level, you don't need anybody to tell you that it's time for you to quit your job and then face your business. Because I'm very sure your wife's concern is about the finances. If anything happens to your job that you want to go into, what happens to your finances? How are you going to pay school fees? How are you going to pay house rent? How are you going to pay a lot of things? So it matters a lot.
But Uncle, don't you think it will be stressful doing my job and also doing the business together?
It will not be stressful. When it is time for you to leave your job, you won't even come to meet me. You will know by then that it's time for me to leave your job. That is how I started. I was doing my regular job and I was doing my business. When it was time for me to move on, then I moved on. Don't forget, what you have done was written plan. You have written down your map out of your plans. But most times it doesn't work that way. I come here on Saturdays, today is Saturday, to come and do work. While I was writing my plan, I never thought I would be here on Saturday to come and work. But you can't leave your job and go and start a business that you have not been into. You are only in the planning stage. You have planned and planned and planned, but you have not practicalized your business yet. So going into it, you are going to face There's a difference between the planning stage and then the reality stages. So when you go into your business in reality, it's a different ball game, Bayo. It's not in the paperwork. This time around, it's not paperwork.
Uncle B, this is a wise thought. Oh. I've never thought about this. I've always been thinking from the way I mapped it out. I felt it's going to work directly because I already made some strategies and I positioned everything accordingly.
It doesn't work that way.
I didn't consider this though, but I'll put it into consideration. And that means I should also listen to my wife.
You should.
She's making a lot of sense these days.
Remember, women have an instinct. They might not be able to give you the facts and figures, but there's something that they know and they are saying, but you can't see it, you don't know it. It's a gift from God that God has given every woman. They know it. So when she's telling you, it's not that she cannot prove it to you that this is why, this is the reason why. But if you are patient enough to listen to them, you will not miss your way. God gave them to us as what?
As our helper.
As our helper. So in other words, there are certain places, certain things you don't see because you are very logical. You believe in the figures. But there are things they see that you can't see. So I think you should listen to her.
Now you both are making a lot of sense. I will really consider this option. I think maybe I should be on my way.
Yes.
But before then, let's make a toast to Bayo's new business. I will call it Bayo's Ventures. So to Bayo's Ventures. Thank you, Uncle Ben.
The decision of starting a business is always a changing, it changes the gear for a man financially, depending on how it is handled. Now, 9 out of every 10 business fails after 5 years. So before taking such a decision that will require a lot of sacrifice and a lot of inconvenience on the family, a lot of calculations and planning needs to be done. But the moment that is done, I think the man should go ahead, because sometimes too much analysis, they say, leads to paralysis. You just have to be a man.